Hey everybody, welcome. Hi. 5-minute impact. Here we go. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Get rid of that music and we'll get straight into it. So what's my 5-minute impact today then? Well, first of all, what's the connection between a wasp and a badger? This is, oh my God, where's this going? Because wasp and badgers are completely different animals. And here's a picture of the two. Of course, you got your picture of a wasp here, or a badger I should say, eating wasps, because apparently badgers don't like wasps. They don't like them, they eat them, And there's your wasp as well. Now, the big thing about wasps is in the summer months, which we have now, of course, they are a nuisance for picnics. So you're having this lovely little picnic with your family and these wasps attack and you get, it's horrible, isn't it? And it interrupts your picnic. Now, I want to talk about the subject of pattern interrupt today. Pattern interrupt is an NLP technique. It's a sales technique that you can use in sales, influencing and all sorts of things. So why is it useful then in influencing? Well, there's lots of things you can do with a pattern interrupt. Now, things that you can do with pattern interrupts, you can shake up, for example, an autopilot. You can change somebody's state, or you can open up a customer for new suggestions. And these are things you might want to do in sales and influencing, of course. So how then do we use a pattern interrupt? You might be wondering, what is a pattern interrupt? Well, here's a few examples for you of pattern interrupts. Hey, is that the time? Gosh, golly, is a pattern interrupt. Did you watch the match last night? Is a pattern interrupt. Another one for you. There's a lovely scarf you're wearing. The whole point behind a pattern interrupt is you say something to interrupt the pattern that you're involved in order to achieve an objective. My favourite pattern interrupt, by the way, is this one here. Did you get my point? Email me if you want that one, explain in a bit more detail. So what are the uses then of pattern interrupts? Well, there's lots of them. In sales and influencing, there's loads of them. The first one, of course, is due to objection handling. Now, objection handling, a lot of them are just brush-offs, where people just try and, well, not today, thank you, or I'm busy today. You could use a pattern interrupt to change their state and maybe then re-ask the objection, couldn't you? In business or in pleasure, you might be doing a lot of chit-chat before you go to business. Maybe you want to stop the chit-chat and get on to business. So use a pattern interrupt. Hey, look, there's a wasp. It just gets people's attention away from the chit-chat. All right, let's get down to business then, shall we? You could use it for changing the subject. It's a great example to change the subject in whatever you're talking about as well. Lovely to wrap up a conversation as well. So you're having a conversation about something, you want to wrap it up, so you do a pattern interrupt. Hey, is that time? In order to move on the conversation as well. Now, one of my favourites though is what I call provocative objection handling. Now you might say, well, what on earth, Paul, is provocative objection handling? Now you may get objections and you learn to deal with them in the right way, brush-offs, and you use lay-packs and all sorts of things to handle objections. But sometimes you get an objection from a customer that keeps on objecting. And you think, well, what's going on here? So a provocative objection, what it does, it uses tension to disrupt a client's resistance, prompting them to justify their interest instead of objecting. It all sounds rather lovely, but how do we do that? Well, it comes from Cialdini. Brilliant book, by the way, I read 25 years ago, The Principle of Scarcity. So let me give you an example of a provocative objection handling script. Do you know, perhaps you're just not right for this idea? It's okay. This idea is not for everybody. And maybe it's not for you. And what's going to happen then, of course, is that the customer's going to think, hold on there, Paul. It is right for me. I've just got a few questions. And it just changes everything. It's a pattern interrupt, isn't it? So I hope you get to use pattern interrupts. And back to my first subject, what's the connection between a wasp and a badger? Well, as I mentioned to you, badgers, they don't like wasps, but they love eating them. And they're the worst enemy. And as you can see here, this badger's doing the clawing in order to disturb the wasp so he can eat them all up. And humans do exactly the same thing. We claw wasps away, don't we? Which apparently antagonises the wasp even more. So next time you have a wasp, just let it settle down. There's a pattern interrupt for you. It's all good fun, isn't it, at the end of the day? These are good techniques. Hey, back to the music. Paul's 5-minute impact. See you next month. Bye.